BBC said I should keep it PG. BBC, I wish I had it in me. There's a double meaning if you dig deep.
And if you ever said BBC, like you're referring to a black man, like saying he has a BBC, go fuck yourself. Nigga. Stay the far fuck away from me, because it is that serious, I'm not gonna lie.
Can you just tell the camera there's something freaky?
It's gonna sound a little racist, but everybody loves your big black. Why? Like, especially like older white people. Older white people want to see you f***ing the wife. And
I told I said I'm not an object.
For all you chocolate men out there, who said it was okay to be that fine?
So I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash for this video, but I really don't care. Someone has to have the balls to say it. So this video is for all you white girls that claim that you only like black guys, and you get on this fucking app and you think it's cute to create
a very large subsect of conservative right-wing people absolutely fetishize black masculinity.
I think we as black men don't often talk about our experiences of being fetishized and being overly sexualized by non-black women.
I gotta talk about this, yeah? A lot of black men don't realize that sometimes these non-black women that like you are fetishizing you.
Alright guys, I'm just going to get into the meat and potatoes of this, because I've recorded this video a few times and I think I'm just waffling on. Guys, we need to talk about the fetishization of the black penis.
Oh God, black. You like BBC?
Yup.
Can I get the mic?
I'm kidding though.
No, can I get the mic? It's because once you...
Alright.
Wait, have you ever been with a black guy before?
No.
I
was just kidding.
It's because like...
Is that for the social media, bro?
Oh, because like when you get BBC, you can't go back.
Yeah, but like, it's only for the socials.
Oh, so you're not actually a somebody? Oh.
Why do you think I'm here?
Oh shit. No, so what's your actual type?
Just, any, like, I like Hispanics.
I got it. I know the number one thing that ties all of us Brits together. We all love some BBC. BBC at my mum's house, BBC at my nan's house, BBC at my dog's house, BBC with the pint at the bar, at the pub, BBC with a sausage roll, maybe some bangers and mash, BBC with a cup of tea. That's right, Lash, it is. All the members of Radiohead, they love BBC. They were on that.
Hey, stop scrolling for a sec. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I ain't heard it talked about yet, so I'm gonna address it. And this message is specifically to white girls. Obviously not every single one of y'all, but if it applies to you, listen up. Stop fetishizing black men. A lot of y'all out there who love the idea of a black man. Oh, I'm not racist, I love black guys. Black guys are the best and bad, etc, etc. A good amount of y'all that interest is there when your fetish can be satisfied. What about when it comes down to more serious manners? Again, I'll reiterate, I'm not talking about every single white girl, because I know many and I see many of y'all on here who've been pushing that issue without being told. If you feeling some type of way by me saying this, I'm talking to you. Not just here to fulfill your mandingo fantasies. Be a part of your college experience, only for you to deny our struggle, your affiliation with us at all, years down the line. Fetishizing black men is not the same as accepting black men. Tell a friend.
Do you like white boys? Do you like white?
Do I like white men? No.
Why?
Because they're not normal.
But do you think hating on your own race is a way of self-hatred?
No.
Oh, okay. So what's your type?
Fucking big black cock.
Hey, okay.
I think she wants a big one still.
Black ruined that. Say nothing.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you say you like black men, but the only thing you like about them is the stereotype of a BBC, you do not like them. You fetishize them. If you say you like black women, but the only thing you like about us is the stereotype of a big butt, you do not like us. You fetishize us. We are people. We are not sex objects. We have thoughts, feelings, emotions, great conversation. We are not here for your sexual enjoyment. Okay?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unfiltered for You Stories. Today we are reacting to a conversation that has been making rounds on social media where non-black women and even some non-black men have been talking about how they love or how they are attracted or how they envy black men. Some of the women have been talking about things that really show that they are just fetishizing these black men. For example, talking about the BBC. Others are talking about how they want to have mixed babies or black babies with these black men. Then there are also conversations where some black men are sharing that white men sometimes go to the extent of requesting some black men to have something with their women. And this all rotates around the fetishization and stereotypes about black men and black people in general. So this has been a concern by some black men and even some other people. So let's watch a few of these clips, and as always, remember to drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and if you're new here, subscribe.
So I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash for this video, but I really don't care. Someone has to have the balls to say it. So this video is for all you white girls that claim that you only like black guys, and you get on this fucking app and you think it's cute to create TikToks, you know, giving reasons why you like black guys, and the reasons that you give are not only disrespectful, but they're insulting to the entire African American race. And you sit here and you think that because of a myth of a dick size, that should validate why you date a black dude or why you only fuck with black dudes. First of all, bitch, they're black kings. Get it right. Second of all, you can clearly see with what you post that you have no appreciation for the culture, you don't know shit about it, and you don't actually know what it takes to be in an interracial relationship. Y'all snow possums need to stay the fuck off TikTok and stay away from the African American kings who deserve good women.
Good afternoon, black men. Check in. I'm Booty Bree.
Stop fetishizing black men. We are not objects. We are human beings. It was this same behavior that led to race riots and to lynchings all throughout American history. The over-sexualization of black men. Stop this and learn some history.
For all you chocolate men out there, who said it was okay to be that fine, that athletic, that sexy, so sweet, wonderful personalities, strong, tough. We won't talk about that one. Your lips, ooh, your kisses and your hugs just hit different. And like my daddy says, not too light, don't like him too dark, I like him just right. Yes, my dad is okay with me dating black guys. Oh yeah, I'm pregnant. I don't know what it is. Y'all just like give me like freaking butterflies or something. I can't wait to find mine. People are always like, you look so innocent, you know, like you're so sweet, innocent. So I love them.
I told her, I said I'm not an object. I go to a club and I find a lady. You find me interesting. I find you interesting. In the club, you talk a little bit. You ask where are you from. You understand? My physical appearance. You might look at me and say yes. If we find ourselves, it's not bad. I wouldn't say I've never been in that situation where I've gone home with such a lady and probably we did something.
I've never been actually. Yeah, come on, let's keep talking. Go on.
You know what I mean? I hope this part. Are you guys hearing what this guy is saying? I'm not a saint, but I still have principles. You understand?
Yeah,
I take myself. I have standards. So if anybody's meeting me, let's know that it's something mutual and not because you think of me as an object. And like I said, I'm not a prostitute. I've seen people messaging me for all sorts of nonsense. And even if I want to satisfy myself, I wouldn't do that to take myself so low. What would they say? What that black guy? That's right. You see, just call them like this. They come to us. No. And if we want to start also changing the stereotype, we need to start like this also.
I got to talk about this, yeah. A lot of black men don't realize that sometimes these non-black women that like you are fetishizing you. You are a fetish to them. And I realized this quite early. And I remember I was dating a Brazilian lady, very good looking, typically conventionally attractive. I was dating a Brazilian girl and she had a strong Brazilian accent. And one day it was the new year, we went out to eat somewhere in Clapham, and I was eating, she was talking about like her goals for the year, and she said one of her goals for the year was to have a boyfriend. And I was like, how can that be a goal for the year? Like that just happens when it happens. Like that's not a life goal. Anyway, I digress. But then we was talking about like the future stuff, not together but just like the future of our lives. And she was like, she wants to have like mixed race babies and she wants them to have nice hair. And I'm sure like a lot of guys have heard that and they'll be sitting there kikiing like, yeah. As soon as she said that to me, I was like, I mean, I just like, I don't think it even fully registered. I just kind of thought it's a bit of an odd thing to say that you want mixed race babies, like that you want babies that just look like you. Like, who cares? But anyway, I knew that women, you know, they see black men in a certain way, but I never had that personal experience. Then I had the personal experience, and then I realized there's a lot of men that would have took that moment and felt like I'm wanted by someone that's not black or whatever. But I felt the opposite way, because when I think about it, I'm like, why is that cool to you? Why is that interesting to you? Like, that's odd, that's weird. But a lot of black men don't realize that. They think that some of these women genuinely like them. I'm telling you they don't. I'm telling you they don't. You're black, and you know, you might be cool, and not all the time though. Sorry, let me just caveat that, not all the time. Obviously there are times where it's genuine and whatnot, but I'm just saying that a lot of men, they need to learn how to discern whether am I being fetishized here or is this genuine. And I do not have the answers on how to do that particular thing, but you may want to try and work that out.
I think we as black men don't often talk about our experiences of being fetishized and being overly sexualized by non-black women. Obviously the understanding of, you know, black men being seen as, you know, these sexual beings that have a crazy appetite for white women, whatever, has been a stereotype that obviously leads back to slavery. I think it's important for us as black men to speak out and make everyone aware that we're still experiencing these kind of ideas and messages. So you'll still find, you know, that white girl who only dates black guys, and you'll still find those non-black girls that, you know, just for some reason are really into black guys only and find every other race to be unattractive. As a black guy, it's easy to be like, oh, yeah, that's great, lucky me, I guess she just likes me. But what you have to realize is that it's not personal. She doesn't like you, she likes who you are or what she thinks you are. For example, I've personally experienced this like firsthand. So I've been like dating, like back in the past, I've been dating a girl that I think likes me for who I am. But once she gets to know me, she's suddenly like, oh, why aren't you like other black people? Why aren't you like this? Why don't you do this? And suddenly the wheels start turning. You're like, oh, she doesn't like me. She likes who she thinks I am. And for us black guys, it's easy to try and, you know, ignore this and just be like, well, you know, I'm still getting, you know, some action, so I'll take it. But guys, it's important to have some integrity, okay? It's important to have some standards. It's important to know that you don't have to, you know, sleep with someone who is clearly disrespecting you and just is with you because she thinks it's cool or she thinks it's, I don't know, it's trendy or something that she's always wanted to do. We're worth more than that, you know. We're worth more than just how people view us as being these crazy mandingo types. Like, that's not what we are. I hope this inspires someone else to speak out about their experiences of being fetishized by non-black women, because this does happen a lot. Probably even happens with black women to an extent as well. But yeah, you find this cool, relatable, let me know in the comments, and have a good one, guys.
Just a very large subsect of conservative right-wing people absolutely fetishize black masculinity.
When I was an escort, I found this to be true. In fact, the dates that would pay the most would be the dates where men would want me to perform with their wife. One of them a girlfriend too, like they weren't even married. And I remember being a young man in Montgomery, Alabama, and not understanding this concept at all. Like it just didn't register to me. You mean to tell me that you would pay me to do these things to your wife, and the only thing you want to do is watch? Some would even go further. Some would want to call me the most horrible things that they can think of. Also call her the most horrible things that they can think of. Therapy is a motherfucker. And you know, what would happen is the conversation before anything would happen would be just a regular conversation, damn near exchanging pleasantries, talking about the weather, sports, what you're watching on TV, this your favorite movie, music, food, etc., etc. Then the performance will happen and turn into a totally different person. I never forget how this couple looked at me when I was undressing. Like I wasn't even a human being. I remember the wife of one of those clients driving me back to my madam and telling me that, hey, we're not racist. And she told me that because of the stuff that he said about me during it. She was like, this is just something we love to do. She was like, he's not GAY. He just liked to watch specifically black men do this. And for me, 6'1", dark skin, I also had lots back then. I fit the mold. Conservative white men specifically are very much obsessed with black masculinity. And at this point, even in society, they're using it as a tool to pull more black men into conservatism, specifically politically. A lot of black men are feeling lost and unappreciated, and they're falling for it. There's also black men who fall for being a fetish that way, because feeling unwanted, at least if you fetishize me, that means you want me? I know, it doesn't make sense. Y'all be good.
Alright guys, I'm just going to get into the meat and potatoes of this, because I've recorded this video a few times and I think I'm just waffling on. Guys, we need to talk about the fetishization of the black penis and how it robs the black man of his identity and how it keeps the black man in a box. It makes him an object, something to experience, an excursion, something to fulfill lust, but it doesn't really see you for what you are. It doesn't acknowledge your academia. It doesn't acknowledge your creativity. It just sees a black man as a penis, something to be enjoyed, right? So I was once reading the works by Frank Fanon. I probably pronounced that wrong. I believe he's French. But he says a perfect quote, and he says, the Negro has become eclipsed. The Negro has become a mere penis. Meaning, guys, that society, for the most part, just sees the black man for his hypersexuality. And a lot of the times, guys, when we entertain these fetishes, which a lot of us do because we believe that it brings us a lot of benefit, we don't understand that a lot of these stereotypes were born in colonial times. A lot of these stereotypes were created in times of slavery, when the black man was seen as a hypersexual animal, a beast, something that needs to be controlled, because if you allow him to roam free, then no white woman will be safe, right? And to bring the point home as well, guys, there was a series of interviews done in the 20th century where white women were asked if they will marry a black man. And many of them admitted to having sexual experiences with black men, but denied or not denied, but admitted that they had no desire to marry a black man. And guys, this just goes back down to the fetish side of it. We've had whole industries created around the penis. What other race do you know whose penises is a category on porn sites? And yes, guys, it might be a badge of honor, like, yeah, big penis is sex. But the problem is, when you are just identified for that and not for your creativity, not for your academia, not for the positive roles that you have taken in the world, when you are just known as something to enjoy, then that's a problem. Because when it's time for us to step out of those boxes, the world just sees us through those lenses. So a lot of the times, guys, what I realized is, right, when you actually talk to a lot of people that are attracted to black men, and not all, right? Because I know there's a lot of black and white people on this app. When I say black and white, I mean in mentality. There's always grey areas. But what I've realized is that when you talk to a lot of people that are attracted to black men, the stuff that they mention are always stuff that are linked to our physicality or our, object in between our legs. It's very rare that you will hear intelligence or creativity. It's always something as simple as, oh, black men are just big, black men are just strong. Oh, I love sex with black men. They may not say it in those exact words, guys, but they may say themes that underlie those genres, right? Because it's a fetish. And I get it, guys. Fetishes sometimes can be okay. I guess we all have little fantasies we want to live out. But when you are just seen for that, that becomes a massive, massive, massive problem. So what am I trying to say here, guys? Let's stop entertaining this big dick nonsense. Because what we don't understand, guys, is that we're really burning ourselves. We're more than big dicks. We are intelligent. We are smart. We are creative. We are loving. We're not just something to play with. We're not toys. Guys, I hope this video hits home. Let me know what you're saying down below. Do you agree or do you disagree?
So this conversation is not about attacking interracial relationships. People are free to date whoever they want, but this conversation is about the difference between I like a person for who he is, and I like this person because of the stereotypes attached to his race. Because honestly, we have all seen this on internet, on TikTok, podcasts, social media, everywhere, where there are debates and reaction videos where people openly say things like, I only date black men are more masculine, black men are better in bed, black men are more dominant, and black men just have better genetics. And this is mainly from non-black women. And of course, this is causing a lot of reactions from people, especially black men, who feel attacked, objectified. So one thing that people need to understand is that fetishization is not the same as attraction. You can genuinely be attracted to someone from another race without reducing them to stereotypes. But fetishization happens when someone stops seeing individuals and starts seeing fantasies. And we all know that black men have been historically put into a very specific box in media and society. For hundreds of years, Western culture pushed stereotypes about black masculinity, saying that black men are hyper masculine, they are aggressive, dominant, dangerous, and sexually powerful. And some of these stereotypes were created during slavery and the colonial era, and the goal was to demonize black men. And over time, of course, the pop culture transformed those stereotypes into desirable traits. And we have seen some of these white women, when they are asked like, why do you want or why do you date black men? Some of their reasons are mainly about the BBC and those sayings that once you go black, you can't go back. Black men are built differently. Black men are more masculine than any other man. And honestly, if someone gives such reasons, some people may take it as a praise. Meanwhile, others hear it and think that you are stereotyping an entire race. Because imagine if someone assumed that every black man acted the same, talked the same, dated the same, or behaved the same romantically. That is still reducing people to racial expectations. Another reason as to why this happens is because black men dominate most of the visible entertainment spaces like sports, music, fashion, entertainment, and social media culture. So when people constantly see successful black athletes, entertainers, and influencers being portrayed as symbols of masculinity and status, it influences attraction trends globally. And honestly, hip-hop specifically had a massive influence worldwide. So some people become attracted not only to an individual, but to the image that is attached to black masculinity. And sometimes that image becomes exaggerated. I think another major factor is pornography and the internet culture. Adult media has racialized black men for decades. whereby a lot of unrealistic stereotypes about sexuality came directly from that industry and spread into mainstream dating culture. So sometimes you end up people approaching black men because of what they have perceived with fantasies instead of genuine curiosity about a person. So with all these stereotypes, some men enjoy the attention while others dislike feeling objectified or stereotyped. Yeah, so with all that being said, in relation to what those creators have shared, share with us in the comments what's your thought about this. Have you experienced it? You think it's okay? Thank you so much for watching, and if it is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and let's catch up in the next one.